This is what I want politicians and decision makers to know about teachers. In the first school I taught in, every single teacher I collaborated with and worked alongside had an impact on me. I would observe their classes or talk to their students, and I was often left in wonder by their skill and brilliance. Their passion motivated me, their skill taught me, and their endurance for the difficult work of teaching inspired me to become a better teacher. I was convinced that I was surrounded by an extraordinary group of teachers, a rare and talented group of people. And of course, they were extraordinary, but then I moved to a different school and began my work with a different teaching staff, and I was equally blown away by the talented, creative group of people I got to work with. Their work was centered around a single purpose: help their students achieve success. And everything these teachers did worked towards that purpose. And I learned so much about what it means to be in the classroom. Because of their commitment, creativity, and work ethic, surely this must be the greatest group of teachers in the world. Well, in the past year, I've had the amazing opportunity to get to present and meet with teachers from Los Angeles to South Carolina, Nashville to Indiana, Michigan. And every time I go home and I tell my wife, this was probably the greatest group of teachers I've ever been around. And I really do mean it when I say it. I say this because each time I travel to these schools and conferences, I get to be around teachers and I hear their stories about how they entered the lives of their students and helped them grow and transform. I get introduced to new ideas and practices that I've never seen before that I know will change the way that I teach. The teachers I meet don't shy away from innovation and growth. They embrace it, and they're eager to help shift the education paradigm. However, these teachers are also quick to point out that new ideas and innovations cannot ever replace building relationships and the timeless, universal practices of being a teacher. Each time I meet teachers who work 2 to 3 side jobs to make ends meet, which, by the way, is repulsive that they have to do that. But they do it anyway because of their calling to be in the classroom. These teachers are having their classes enter their communities and make real impact and change. I meet teacher after teacher who loves the work they do, and they can't imagine doing anything else. Which all brings me to this conclusion: there are a lot of great teachers out there. It's true. Our schools contain many creative, hardworking, skilled professionals who are doing amazing work. From the school I visited next to a cornfield in Iowa to the school next to a highway in Detroit, Michigan, there are teachers who are doing incredible work to change the lives of their students and, as a byproduct, bettering our society. And this brings me immense hope. In our world that seems to be so divided and splintered, where the future can seem a bit bleak, there are professionals dedicating their lives to invest in our young people. Which brings me back to politicians. My hope is that this society can do a better job of realizing the kind of professionals that are working in our schools. I hope politicians and cabinet members can wake up to the brilliance that is happening in our schools and direct resources and training to make sure these professionals are supported, funded, and then multiplied. I think the support starts by requiring any type of decision maker in our society to regularly visit schools. They need to meet these teachers I get to meet. They need to see what overcrowded classrooms look like. They need to meet Anne, the teacher I met in South Carolina this past week, who quit her job as a marketing executive so that she could go and teach ESL students. They need to meet Sherry, who could have retired years ago, but 40 years in the classroom was just not enough to satisfy her own love of teaching students how to read and write. Legislators need to talk to my former student Sarah and hear how she is the first person in her family to ever graduate high school. And they need to hear how she credits this to her teachers. These decision makers need to see what every teacher already knows, that the work of a teacher is important and difficult and frustrating and time-consuming and skilled and rewarding and beautiful. Then they should act accordingly. Teachers are a tribe, one that I am so beyond grateful to get to be a part of.